Welcome to the DJ Burgduff Show. My name is DJ Burgduff. I'm going to take this episode a little off the cuff, a little more off the cuff than normal. I've got 3 points I want to make today. The first, I mentioned a few episodes back a good friend of mine, Tim Worsham, who after a night with a few buddies of drinks and brainstorming and talking about dreams and hopes and wishes and desires, took an idea from that night and made it a reality. Unfortunately, my good friend Tim has passed away just a few weeks back after a very brief and surprising battle with cancer. Tim was very important to me, and he always stirred thought. I don't know if that was his goal, but he will be remembered that way. Those of us who are super close to Tim have sort of agreed to take on the characteristics of what we loved most about Tim, and just adopt them as our own, as a way to keep his memory going. So one thing Tim loved to do was read, and I'm sort of recommitting myself to reading. You can see my bookshelf of 80% intent and 20% fruition sitting behind me. And these up here are ones that Tim actually gave me. Some C.S. Lewis, some fun stories about Bill Murray, one about stealing fire, and I think there's another one somewhere down there about golf that I haven't been able to find yet. But yeah, I'm going to recommit to reading a little bit, just as a thing that Tim did, as a way to round out some future wisdom. Hope you rest in peace, buddy. I know you're with your maker, and can't wait to see you again someday. Quick point number 2, this sticker right here. Tim and I were quite fond of Bill Murray, and I think this point echoes well. There's a lot of opinions going on, and it if you care about some of this stuff, like I think everybody does, through different lenses, obviously, but I don't know anybody that doesn't care. The only way to really translate that after you run through your filters and your logic and your whatever else is, man, be kind to people. Don't be a douche. Like, recognize that the person standing in line next to you has a completely different lens than yours. Recognize they have a story that doesn't match yours. Recognize that they have circumstances that don't match yours. And give them the respect for making decisions for themselves. You don't have to like their decisions. On occasion, you may want to correct them. But man, give them the courtesy of being able to make decisions for themselves and own their lens. You wouldn't want someone running into you for whatever reason and telling you how to be. So don't be a douche. Like, I don't know, is just relax a little bit okay? Is it okay to just say, man, I hope you're having a good day. I genuinely do. I realize you've been, checking out at Target for 8 hours straight, and your day may not be great on hour 9, right? Like, I hope you're having a good day. It's good to see you. I'll see you next time. Don't be a douche. I hope I can leave it there. I hope that was precise enough. That's at least how I'm approaching it, honestly. Like, I'm just trying to be a little kinder to people. I'm just trying to say, no matter who it is, what's up? You know what? I'm happy to see you. Offer them a smile. Offer some perspective on their day. Maybe they ask you how you're doing as well, and being genuine with people. Don't be a douche. The third topic, the third thing I want to address is just the show in general. Like, this last couple of weeks have been tough, and the couple of weeks before that were tough, and I'm finding that my direction for this show needs to adjust. if you haven't listened yet, this might be a good episode to jump in on. That'll be part of the title. It's getting harder and harder to just dive into the topic of what business do I want to start? Where do I want to go with this? What do I want to do? And I actually am feeling a little defeated by it. Because I know a couple things. I know that action with a grain of forgiveness for yourself for being wrong is maybe better than several hours of podcasts, listening to podcasts or reading books to sort out your issue. And I've made it no secret that I'm looking for a business to start, that I have a business that I want to start. Where I think I made a giant mistake, and I'm going to backtrack from the episodes we've talked about prior to this one, is I thought that in narrowing focus and asking that question to myself interrogatively, posing that question to my subconscious, what do I want to do? How am I going to get there? That I would actually land in a spot that's different than the businesses I've already dreamt about, than solving the problems that I already want to solve. I thought I would land in more of a sweet spot, or more of a direction than I have. And I can't deceive you or continue with that thread if that direction hasn't been actually figured out or solved. And I'm here telling you right now that that direction hasn't been solved. I haven't figured that out. And so, a couple episodes back, we dug into a little bit of homework. We listened to some Tim Ferriss. We listened to some John Lee Dumas, people that, I've listened to for a very long time and have respect for. And the thing that still sticks out, the profound thing from what we learned from those, that little bit of homework, was to scratch your own itch, solve problems that you have, and assume that other people have those problems also. At minimum, a small group of people might have that same problem. And become the expert in your unique field, right? Figure out what your unique field is and just go. Do something. Act on the idea you already have. I haven't done that at all. All I've done is sit here and try to solve my problems for the sake of helping you solve yours. And I don't even feel like I've barely been inspirational. I've had a couple people talk to me about, they agree that the legacy things that I'm doing and trying to, put things out into the universe, hoping they last and that my boys hear them, and see benefit from them. I've had some reaction to that. I've had some reaction to, yes, episode 1, something has to change. I'm 41. By today's math, I'm supposed to retire in 25 or 26 years. By tomorrow's math, that'll be more like 50. But whatever, I'm going to work till the day I die. But I can't look at the next 50 years, 40 years, 30 years and think for a minute that what I'm doing right now is going to satisfy me over that duration. So if I draw the conclusion that what I'm doing right now will not satisfy me for the long term, maybe for you it does, but for me, for now, I can't see that satisfying me for a long duration. I need to start planting seeds now. I need to start doing things now, not thinking about things, not researching about things. I feel like I'm on this fence, and some days I dip my toe on one side of the fence, the other day I dip my toe on the other, and most of the time I just sit there with the fence post up my butt, being really uncomfortable and feeling bad about it. Get off the fence, dude. Get off the fence. Get the fence pole out of your butt and pick a side. We know what one side looks like. That's staying the same. Nothing changes. You have to be content with your situation. Or you jump to the other side of the fence and you try some things. You think about the ideas that you've had for several years, and you try them. You do things to try to solve those problems. You do things to try to accomplish those things being remedied. And then if you're good, or you're lucky, or you're smart, or whatever, other people like it too. Is it harder than that? I don't think so. And so I'm going to adjust the focus of this show. I'm going to modify. I still think there are people that want to get past this and need to deal with some of this emotion prior to jumping to one side of the fence. Either be content or go to the other side of the fence and try some stuff. Solve some problems you have. See what happens. See what happens. So my amendment to what I've done before and what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to start talking about the problems I have and the things I want to do. And what you're going to find out quickly is I am a scattered-brained person. I have so many varied interests and so many varied ideas to solve problems that I have that none of it's going to make sense. I'm not going to be able to focus on one. I know that. So I'm going to try a bunch of it. That's not going to work well. That's not going to solve the remedies for your situation. It's not going to check off the boxes that Gary Vaynerchuk's and Kiyosaki's and Peter Drucker's and whoever else that teaches you how to start businesses do. It's not going to check those boxes. I'm not going to be able to focus on one social media platform. I'm not going to be able to focus on one thing at a time. That's just not me. I'm going to stop apologizing for it. I'm going to be as direct and purposeful as I can with something until I need to jump to the next one. And that's just the way it's going to be. And maybe it'll look chaotic. Maybe it'll be entertaining. I'm hoping it'll be entertaining. I'm hoping it'll keep your interest. But I'm just going to jump into this stuff. I can't do it any other way. I can't sit here and be fearful that none of this is going to do any good. I can't sit here and wonder if these emotions are real. Wonder if these ideas are worth anything. I'm just going to trust my thought process and trust that I you know what? I genuinely, hear me out on this one. I genuinely don't like wasting water. But I also feel the need to rinse my dishes before they go in the dishwasher. I don't think that's ever going to get fixed by thinking about it. So I'm going to maybe try to design something that conserves water so I can rinse my dishes and make sure they get clean after the dishwasher. I don't want to rewash my dishes and waste water. I can't get rid of that problem. It's always going to be a problem in my head, and until I find someone else's solution to be better than what's in my head, I got to pursue it, right? I like simple. This is a cool Under Armour shirt, but I would prefer to not wear a big brand logo. I have no idea what those guys do, and in an ever-increasing, changing social landscape, I don't want a closet full of Under Armour, so maybe I want to design my own logo that's less this and more just flat. I don't know. Problem I've got. Problem I want to solve. Don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to pursue some things. We'll see what happens with it. What's another one? I go onto Twitter and I find myself in these threads of political combative threads, right? These people on one side and these people on another just hammering each other with zero chance of resolve. Like I want to come up with some kind of format digitally where I can give opposing opinions the same three questions that they can ask to each other, that they can all be asked, and they've got a capped time to answer, or they can rebut what they heard the person before and make it kind of like a game show format. These might be terrible ideas, but all these ideas do is rattle around in my stinking noggin and completely disrupt my life. They sit up there and they don't do anything for me unless I try to put them out there, or I just bury them. I say they suck and I bury them over there and I leave them buried. Those are my options. That's where I'm at. Like the cost of staying the same with these ideas in my head is greater than the cost of trying something new. That's what I'm saying. I got to try this stuff. So that's where I'm at. That's where I find myself. And a small final bullet point, and this will be the shortest episode and the most concise I've ever been. I got to start having more fun with this. I know I enjoy when I get a piece of content done and out. I know the people I follow that tell me to put out more content on a more consistent basis, on a smaller but more volume scale. I know what all those people say, and I'd love to gravitate toward that. I know how this stuff makes me feel when I get done with it. So I need to just keep having fun with it. I need to be putting out more on a more consistent basis, which means for me, it needs to be more fun. It needs to be more light. It needs to be more me as I remember me, and less me as I see myself becoming as I get closer and closer to challenges that I have no idea how to conquer. And so I need to have more fun with this. So you're probably going to see some content that's a little light. For those that don't know, I make unique pancakes for my boys. I'm going to post a video on here of me making pancakes for my boys. Do I have any desire to be the pancake dad? Nope. Do I think it'll be my most popular episode? Probably. Don't care. Don't really want to be the pancake dad. But if it becomes something wicked cool, like what kind of legacy would that be? Maybe I have to become that. I don't know. I'm just saying I got to act on these ideas. I got to be more fun. None of it's going to make sense, but I hope it all helps you. I know it's going to help me. Goal 1, goal 2, right? Help you, help me, leave a legacy for my boys. If I can summarize there. And I'm going to add the 4th. That was legacy, and here's the 4th is just have fun with this. I got to look forward to this more. I can't sit down at 8 p.m. and go, I don't want to record. I know what I'm going to record, but I don't want to. I can't waste days anymore. I can't sit upstairs and watch horrible programming. Not all of it's horrible, but I can't sit upstairs and look through. I've already said that. I'm done with that. I only for relaxation after the work's been done, period. Like that needs to be the goal. Will that be the reality? Nope. But that needs to be the goal. That needs to be the trend. I need to start working my way up toward that. Anyway, off my box, off my rant. Just remember what we talked about today. Man, Tim Worsham, I miss you, man. You will be long remembered, I promise. Don't be a douche. Thanks, Timmy, for the sticker. As we sit today, amid so many things, if kindness doesn't work its way to the surface, if not being a douche doesn't work its way to the surface, man, adjust. Lead with kindness. Just start being good to people. High five somebody. No, don't do that. That's probably not safe yet. Could be. Don't be a douche. And third, get that fence pole out of your butt, just like I'm going to do. Pick a side. Is staying the same good enough for you? Are you going to adjust and let these ideas die on the vine? Or are you going to jump over to the other side and start acting on the good ideas you have, on the good problems you know you have that you can solve yourself and can solve for others? Take care of yourselves, people. Thanks for listening. Hope this was a good one. Hope this gets you reset and you can follow along on the fun that's about to follow. Love you all. Thank you. Take care.